So she's probably like 40 feet now. I'm gonna stop and see what she does. Oh, that's my good girl. Look at you, mama. All right, guys, so we got to the trail and it's freaking beautiful here. I have never been here during the winter time, so it's amazing to see. Now, I'm out here with Bella, obviously, and if you've been keeping up with us on like Instagram and whatnot, we're working on her off-leash skills. So today I decided to spice it up a bit. Today I'm going to put her on the long line and just kind of have her do her thing. She's been phenomenal on the flexi leash. She comes back when she's called. She goes into a down when she's told to. So I'm going to be giving her a little bit more freedom these days. You know what's also important about having your dog off leash is respecting others, right? This lady all the way down there, she saw us off leash and she just kind of came over and said, I don't really like dogs. Can you just bring your dog close to you? And then when I pass, you can let him go, Bella, come. And that's what it is. It's all about respect, guys. You got to respect not only other people, but other people's dogs, because guess what? There are some dogs who are reactive and you just don't want your dog to get into any tussle, and you want your dogs to always have a positive experience, right? So just be responsible with your off-leash dogs. By the way, when that lady passed us, Bella was not afraid. She actually kind of stayed in her down right next to me. The lady passed us and that was that. And it just goes to show, guys, just if you put in the work, right? You get what you put in. Bella was terrified of people. Bella was terrified of loud noises. She still doesn't like people kind of petting her or like kind of getting a little bit too close to her. But we've trained and we've trained and we've trained. And I taught her that, I have her back. I won't let people bother her. And now she trusts me. And it's just, we're growing a beautiful relationship. And man, it's just nice to see. So she's probably like 40 feet now. I'm gonna stop and see what she does. Oh, that's my good girl. Look at you, mama. Yeah, that's a big reward for that. Free. So if you guys are wondering how we actually got to this point, right, where I'm actually able to trust her off leash, well, somewhat off leash, right, is just, first off, we created a lot of good habits, but more importantly, she never had the opportunity to have any bad habits, right? I never gave her the opportunity to rehearse bad habits. And the reason that is because I always had her on a line, whether that was inside, outside, in a bedroom, whatever it may be, she was always on a house line. And if she were to, make the wrong decision, I always had a leash on her where I could kind of correct her, right? Instead of her, blowing off a command, which she has never done, thankfully. But if she were to blow off a command, I can just grab the leash and then kind of bring her back to me, right? So in order to get what we have here, guys, create good habits, not bad. Bella, come! Good girl. All right, guys, for me, there are 3 criteria that need to be met in order for my dog to be off leash. Now, the first one is frequent check-ins, right? So right now, Bella's kind of going a little far, but I trust her to do exactly that right there, right? She kind of looks back, see where I'm at. She's like, oh, my human's still here? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Secondly, she has to have a near perfect recall, right? Not all your recalls are gonna be perfect. They are dogs, they have their own, I guess, quote unquote agenda. But they have to at least consistently come back to you. Example, Bella, come. Good girl. And when you do that, always give a reward, at least at the beginning phases, right? Free. And lastly, I need her to make the right decisions at the right time, right? So as an example, if there's a squirrel that runs by and it goes all the way deep into that forest, I don't want her to chase that, right? And I want her to know that's not a thing that we do. So she either, one, has to make her own decision to not chase that squirrel, or two, listen to the recall that I'm gonna give her if I think she might chase it, right? So if you guys have that, basically, you guys can have an off-leash dog. So one thing I wanna know also when you're going on trails and stuff like that is when you're coming to a cross section like this, don't have your dog just run willy-nilly through. You don't know what's gonna be on this side or what's gonna be on this side. So you can either put them in a heel, Bella, down, or put them in a down. She actually broke that down, which I'm not too happy about. Mama, down. Good. So she probably got a little nervous. She was like, where the hell is he going? Free. Good girl. So yeah, just be smart with your dog off leash, right? Don't have them run into scenarios where they're going to fail or potentially fail. Again, you want good habits, not bad habits. All right, guys, that's the end of our little adventure. Bella was basically perfect. She was checking in frequently. She recalled every single time. When I asked her to go into a down, she would go into a down. There was at one time where she did break it, but she went right back into the down when I asked her, so that's okay. Now there was actually an instance where we kind of crossed paths with a couple, and for whatever reason, the husband thought it was a good idea to stick his hand in front of Bella's face. So she gave him a little bit of a warning growl. At the end of the day, Bella is not aggressive, right? She would choose fight. If there was a fight or flight situation, she's gonna fight every single time. But she knew she was on leash, and I told her to, to go into a sit. So her reaction was to give a little bit of a warning growl. Now for me, that's okay, I guess. He invaded her space, but I want her to be a little bit more neutral in those situations. So with training and age and all that good stuff, she's going to become more and more neutral. Again, she was perfect, and she's going to be off leash at around, I think, a year old, maybe even a little bit sooner than that. So anyway, guys, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video.